Yo, 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 what's happening? What's happening? What's happening, people? It's your boy Retro Rob, man. How was y'all weekend? Hope y'all had a good weekend, man. Shouts out to my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family. Make yourselves at home. Make yourselves comfortable. Shouts out to my original subscribers. Thank you guys, as always, for all that you do to make this channel what it is. I really do mean that. Also, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also, I appreciate the comments. For those of you who comment, let's make sure we comment more and support more. I appreciate the likes. Let's make sure we continue to hit that like button. But let's get into these facts, people. Today, we're going to finally touch on the A Verb versus Loaded Lux matchup. Now, as of late, we have been talking about the whole Cassidy and Goods because Cass was indeed the energy. Now that has dwindled down a little bit, we're going to finally touch on this A Verb versus Lux battle. This is a very interesting battle, but we're not going to focus so much on Lux. We're going to focus on what A Verb can and will and have to do to beat Loaded Lux. Now, styles, as we know, styles makes fights, people. Styles definitely make fights. To me, this is a bad style matchup for A Verb. As we know, historically, A Verb, has struggled. I wouldn't say struggled, but he has had technical difficulties with the URL crowd. Especially the New York crowd, especially versus top tier New York battlers. You feel what I'm saying? A Verb feels sort of biasness towards himself. And I feel like this situation is going to mount triple times because he's not only battling a New York battler, but he's battling probably the top New York battler in Loaded Lux. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like there was a lot of great things that A Verb could take from the Murder Mook battle. But also he has to keep in mind that Murder Mook isn't Loaded Lux. The things that he was able to get away with in that Murder Mook battle. And also remember, that was on the RBE stage. That was not the URL stage, where they treat Loaded Lux like a god in some sense. The pressure is going to mount two times, triple times versus Loaded Lux. I felt like in that battle, a lot of the things that Murder Mook was saying went over people's head. It was very intricate bars. He was trying to be super lyrical, Murder Mook. And I feel like that style didn't, do him any favors versus A Verb. A Verb's style was not only executed properly and well to perfection, but it also paid dividends and seemed to get the job done. Versus Murder Mook's style. A Verb had dope material. A Verb whole material was like battle format. Mook's whole material was like, he was rapping on the beat. He was rapping on wax. And he was making an actual song. Where with A Verb, his stuff was more like traditional battle rap style. And not only was it traditional battle rap style, it actually was dope. It was super dope. So I felt like that style gave Murder Mook all types of problems. In this situation with Loaded Lux, I feel like he should keep that style and continue to be himself. But I think he needs to add more material, and more girth to his material. Not only add more material, but make sure the material, he has no dry spots basically. Make sure you have, more fire to that fuel, I should say, when you battling Loaded Lux, because Loaded Lux is different but similar in many ways as Murder Mook, where Loaded Lux is but a lot better, a lot more talented, and he's super lyrical. You see what I'm saying? But the thing that makes Loaded Lux more difficult to beat than Murder Mook is that Loaded Lux, a lot of his lines and stuff hit in the crowd, and even when people don't understand him, they still gonna support it. They still gonna hype it up because it's Loaded Lux. I don't know what's the difference. A lot of people say, well, they went against Mook because Mook, rarely even battle. So does Loaded Lux. What's the difference? You see what I'm saying? But it's something about Loaded Lux. And I can kind of see, because to me, Loaded Lux is much more talented than Murder Mook. You see what I'm saying? To me, as far as talent goes, as far as lyrical ability and stuff like that, Murder Mook, Loaded Lux, and Cassidy. But I just feel like Lux and Cassidy, which makes me want to see that battle. But I don't want to take the attention from what I'm talking about even more, because I feel like Lux and Cassidy are, to me, lyrically, the cream of the crop when it comes to that battle stuff. And what they can, the multiple arsenal of skills they can bring to the battle world, as far as lyrical ability, substance, figurative language, bars, punches, the whole nine. Not so much of that performance stuff at all. Just being pure battle rappers and original battle rappers. I feel like Cassidy, Mook, and Lux are the cream of the crop, but Cassidy and Lux being a notch over Mook. You see what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure a lot of you feel that same way. But Verb has to definitely keep in mind that when he battled Murder Mook, that was on RBE. That wasn't Smack URL. And in Smack URL, he has historically, that crowd has gave him problems. Especially when he goes against a lot of those New York top tier battle rappers. You see what I'm saying? Like your Charlie Clips. You see what I'm saying? Like your Hollows and so forth and so on. Him and John actually have historically had problems. But with Lux, he has to come with more material. He has to show up with more material, and it has to be fire. It can't be more material and then you have dry spots. I personally feel like Lux is going to come more motivated in this battle, because his past showings, weren't bad, but it weren't too hot, and it wasn't the Loaded Lux that we're used to seeing. And also, Verb has been clamoring for this battle for quite some time. He's been chomping at the bit. And to me, a lot of the URL battlers and Lux's and Verb's peers, like the other battlers, have been witnessing this brewing, between Lux and Verb. So this is going to be more like a, I got to show my peers that I'm the best. Nobody's touching me type of thing. But I feel like Lux, has that infectious way of, reaching people, reaching the crowd, reaching people in general. That's kind of what made me get into Loaded Lux, because the things that he was saying and the way that he was saying them and stuff like that is amazing. Verb is quite talented in that way too. But I just want Verb to understand that Lux isn't Mook and Mook isn't Lux. You see what I'm saying? All the stuff that you did versus Mook, throw it out of the window. It is what it is. And I'm pretty sure Verb, understands this and knows this. And he better know this, because, If he coming in and he just think he's gonna come in and do Lux like he did Mook with the same approach, he's gonna lose. He's gonna be sadly mistaken. You see what I'm saying? Lux is gonna come, and then they say he's gonna be the gray hoodie Lux, and you know how those URL battle rap fans love their gimmicks and stuff like that. Example, like Shotgun Suge with the whole pocket check and dunking on people and all of that stuff. The New Jersey twerk, I'm strapped in. You know, they love their John with the multiple choice. They love their gimmicks and stuff like that. So he got to be aware of that as well. He has a gimmick of his own. You see what I'm saying? He has the whole Showtime thing that he does that they like. But he's going to have to even add to that Showtime. This is going to have to be the best Aver we've seen, period. But that Showtime is going to have to be the best Showtime we've seen. Everything that Aver does in a regular battle, even in that Murder Mook battle, it's going to have to be times 2, times 3 versus Loaded Lux. I'm just being completely honest. In the way that he can almost guarantee success versus Lux, because at the minimum, we're looking at one of these battlers going out losing, maybe 2-1, 2-1 edge, 2-1 clear. At the max, this can be a classic. You see what I'm saying? At the max, this can be a classic between those two. And the more and more it's building, the more and more I feel like it could definitely be a classic. Verb is definitely going to come in this battle as the underdog, but that's a great thing because Lux is, Verb, my fault. Verb is always used to being the underdog, so this won't be any different, but it is different in a way because it's Loaded Lux. You know, when you're going against Lux, you're not, like I always say about a lot of these other battlers and stuff like that. They depend on the crowd to get them through, to get them wins and stuff like that, and to hype them up. Loaded Lux comes to play. Loaded Lux is talented. The crowd is just icing on the cake. You see what I'm saying? So you're facing not only the crowd, but you're facing a dude that can actually rap, a dude that is actually dope and fire. You see what I'm saying? So, and I'm pretty sure Aver is fully aware of that. You know, you don't call a man out all these years if you don't know exactly what you're up against. You know, he was prepared for Murder Mook, and he had a strategy that, you know, he worked to perfection versus Murder Mook. Will he do that versus Lux? Only time will tell, and we'll find out within a couple of weeks. You see what I'm saying? I'm just going to do a slight little breakdown. I ain't going to do an in-depth breakdown just yet and let y'all know who I feel like going to win. And, you know, I'm giving y'all bits of weaknesses and strengths from both people and stuff like that. But Lux haven't been too hot in his last showings. But I feel like he's going to definitely come with a statement to try to show people that I'm still Lux, that I feel like nobody can stop me at all, and I feel like I'm above the rest of these dudes. Especially, it's going to be, people don't realize the effect of having Cassidy around and what he did, because now this has put fuel to the fire to a lot of these battlers to actually show up. I'm talking about the top tiers to actually show up, because if they don't show up, then, you know, Cassidy will continue to be, you know, the talk of the town. You see what I'm saying? So Cassidy is actually, that's why when Cassidy say in many interviews and stuff like that, that, you know, the game is changing because of him, he's exactly right. It's changing in all type of ways. People, you noticing people are promoting better now. People are promoting frequently now. People are putting a little bit more effort into their approach into this battle thing. You know, people are actually giving us better battles. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like this one will be super dope. It will be super lit, super dope. You know, both of them are going to, know exactly what's at stake. Both of them know, that both of them, are threats. They know that Lux knows that Averb is a threat. Averb know that Lux is a threat. This is going to be one of those great battles, man. I don't see this being a one-sided battle. I see this being a potential classic. I see this being a potential classic. Whether the crowd plays a factor or not, both of these guys have already, they know the crowd. They know how to get around the crowd. They know how to work the crowd. And they just, this is going to be good, man. This is going to be good. But one thing I'm going to say about Lux, also that Averb must watch out for, is that Lux is very, very great and very good when facing adversity. Lux know that he haven't been the Lux that we know and love him as of late. So he's going to step it up. You know what I'm saying? He's going to step it up big time. He has to step it up. You see what I'm saying? But that's when he's most dangerous. That's when Lux is most dangerous, when, a la Calico battle. You feel me? When he knows that his back against the wall, that's when he thrives at his best. So Averb, man, you better be that pen better have fire on it when you putting it on that pad, trying to prepare for loaded Lux. That joint better have fire coming from it. But what y'all think, people? Y'all think Verb got a chance? Y'all think Verb got a chance versus Lux? I think he got a chance. He has to go in there and be Verb, man. Don't worry about the crowd. Don't worry about the bias, whether they be biased or not. He's used to it. He's seasoned. All the things that Verb has gone through in his life has prepared him for this moment right here. All the ridicule, all the bias, all the hate towards him, the alleys and the valleys have prepared him for this moment with loaded Lux. Now, will he pull the goods and let his opportunity squander and then try to respond after everything is all over and done with? Or will he indeed take advantage of this opportunity that may not ever come around, and more than likely won't ever come around? You see what I'm saying? But that's all I have for you guys today, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to receive all the notifications when new content dropping. Let's make sure we spread that word, people. But this is my first take on the Lux versus Averb. I know it took me a while to get on this topic, but we here, and we're going to continue to break this down and talk about this. But we're going to continue to talk about other things as well, people. You feel me? If they come up. But y'all have a great day. Y'all have a productive day. You know how I go. Make sure every small step forward is an even bigger step to your goals, people. Get up, get out, do something. If it ain't nothing but walk around the block a few times, man. Get you some air. It's your boy Retro Rob, man. Peace.